Greetings and welcome, everybody, to the Beers and Bodyslams podcast. Sitting across from me is GOODOL, good old JB.
I'm having trouble following along there for a minute with the spelling. Sitting to my left, he is the man that always makes our top 10 list, Mr. Fluffy.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, you know.
Jeez.
And sitting across from me, he is Rusev's personal hair braider, Irish.
Says the man who was singing a song about testicles before he started recording. We've got a great show for you. We've got all sorts of news, fun stuff.
Yeah.
We're going into what is this? Elimination Chamber.
And we're going to pick a pay-per-view.
We're going to pick a pay-per-view. Plus, we have a phenomenal beer that
That's
we're gonna dig into. That and so much more. Who knows? Fun and surprises. You never know when we come right back.
This is the Beers and Bodyslams podcast
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
with your host, Mr. Fluffy,
Hello, ladies.
good old JB,
Booty-O's! They make sure you ain't booty.
and the Irish O'Leary.
There's only one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. A-A-W-S-T.
This is the only podcast bringing you craft beer and pro wrestling that really matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D-Generation X proudly brings to you its WWF Tag Team Champion of the World, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the new.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
What are we drinking tonight?
We are drinking from Innis and Gunn.
Billy Gunn?
Nope.
Mr. Ass?
Nope.
No.
Straight from Scotland. We are drinking their Bourbon Aged Dark Ale. It is a dark ale aged in oak barrels. It is matured for 30 days prior to release. That is what it said on the bottle.
So mature.
Yes.
It's a beer that you can actually find
PG-13.
everywhere. Like it's a beer that people I think overlook sometimes because I don't know, people think it's not good or people think it's mass produced, which it's not. It literally is. It's a small brewery in Scotland, but they pump out a lot of beer and it's really good. They've got like 7 or 8 variations.
It's a good quality beer.
It's good.
We've had another one that we profiled before in the show.
with the rum
and
version.
I like that one. So came across this gym today and figured I would give it a try.
Yeah. And it's a really good beer. And this is a great beer with a burger.
Oh, yeah.
This would be an amazing beer
Steak
to have
or
with a
burger.
hamburger. Oh my god, with that big hamburger, cheeseburger.
Yeah,
it'd be
this is
really-
one of those, they only come in 4 packs.
Yep.
And it's got more of a traditional, English style bottle. So you would look at it and go, oh, that's like a British looking style beer. So you kind of pass it over. And they've got other versions of their beer that is really not.
They do a lot of aging.
Yeah, that's really not to my liking. But some of the aged beers, the bourbon barrel aging, the rum barrel aging, those beers, the crossover beers, really, really stellar. I almost bought some yesterday, as a matter of fact.
It's
So
really, really good.
stuff.
that works out well.
So we got lots and lots of news this week. Big news. The big headline of this week is the new pay-per-view schedule. So basically what they've announced officially, we kind of talked about it last week, kind of briefly, but now it's been officially made. All pay-per-views from going forward after WrestleMania will be dual brand. So they'll have both shows, which means we're only going to get one show a month, which actually is nice.
Thankfully.
Now, one of the rumors they haven't confirmed yet is their possibility is they may make them all 4 hours, which they're going to have. I'm fine with that. Basically, 5-hour shows, an hour pre-show, and then the 4-hour pay-per-view.
Right, but factor in that 4 of those pay-per-views are Smackdown or SummerSlam,
Yep.
Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and
Which are normally 4 hours anyway.
Survivor Series. So those are longer pay-per-views anyway.
Yeah. So, and I hope they don't make them any longer, but I think it's good.
Wait, WrestleMania is starting in 50 minutes.
Yeah. I like the idea. I know JB brought up before the show, before we started recording, that I do agree that I think a lot of mid-level talent's about to get screwed. Because, obviously you're going to want to have all your champions.
You're gonna have a lot of layoffs after WrestleMania, unfortunately.
Yeah,
you can pretty much see the writing on the wall, and this was pretty much done as a cost cutting measure.
Mm-hmm.
So, usually after Mania every year, unfortunately, they have layoffs, but I think you're going to see a lot of A lot of people lose their job, and you may even see some surprises thrown in there. People trying to get out from under their contracts, and if you're not happy, now will probably be the time to be like, hey, let's work something out and get me my release. And so, unfortunately, that's going to be part of it. But just from a fan's point of view, it doesn't water down the product as far as having a pay-per-view every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So,
well, I think we got a little bit of a taste of that this past Monday with Raw. The first hour and a half of Raw was basically that gauntlet match.
No, it wasn't an hour and a half. It was a full 2 hours. It ended at 11 or a 2 hour and 57 minutes in. The first full 2 hours was that match.
Well, if it was 2 hours and 57 minutes, that would be the entire.
No, 1 hour and 57 minutes. You said 1 hour and a half. No, literally, because I was watching it. And it was because it's crazy how long it was.
Best start to Raw in 10 years.
And I think that had Triple H all over it.
Yeah,
I do. I think so as well. But what I was gonna say was, when you look at that, as great as it was to have, we've been bitching about it forever. We want to see wrestling, so we got 2 hours worth of straight wrestling, but it was the same 7 guys that we're going to see in the main event this weekend.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a little bit of the same shtick, but I think that's one of those handwriting on the wall, especially for the mid-carders. They shoehorned in a tag match and they shoehorned in the ladies thing.
Yeah,
and that was it.
Yeah.
So I fully believe what you're saying, JB. It's going to be best of times, worst of times for the independents here pretty soon.
Yeah. It's gonna be feast or famine for a lot of guys because they're gonna have to prove themselves very fast.
That's TNA feast.
Well, you know what I mean. No, feast or fired. That's feast or fired.
No, I thought it was feast or famine.
Is it feast or famine? I don't know. I haven't watched.
I never watch it. So I don't know. It's a rumor from what I hear.
But it's gonna be interesting to see where they go from that.
Yeah.
The other big news we had this week is it's now official. Jeff Jarrett is now in the Hall. Will be into the Hall of Introduced.
JEFFJARRETT is in the Hall of Fame.
So who puts him in?
Kurt Angle. No.
I don't know. I've been thinking. I've been racking my brain.
That'd be the ultimate troll.
That would be funny as hell.
I can't think of who could put.
No, I had one last week. Cornette could put him in.
Cornette could, yeah.
Cornette could put him in.
That'd be my best guess, actually.
I'm trying to think who he had big runs with that would still around and be relevant enough to put him in. I just don't know. I can't. He was such an odd time for the company when he was really, really hot that it's kind of strange. I mean, you're not going to have Dixie Carter come in and introduce him. That's going to be
but I think it's funny. You have. When he was
Sting, maybe
Sting, because somebody did a meme of all the guys that are in the Hall of Fame who were also in the TNA Hall of Fame.
AJ, you said AJ last week.
Styles. AJ Styles makes sense. Yeah, AJ would put him in. Or who was well, no, he's with the company still. I was trying to go down the TNA roster. Who
you could have Borash come out and do it if you want to make him officially with
Borash
the company.
Makes sense, actually.
You could do Borash because now he's with the WWE. You could have him come out but my question is I don't know if they would do that because there's no pre-introduction.
Nobody would know who Jeremy
Borash
is.
Exactly, and they want somebody who has cash to introduce.
I'm voting AJ would be my top choice.
I could see AJ doing it. It could be interesting.
Hey, everybody, I'm going to tell you about a guy
that gave me a chance.
Gave me a shot when nobody else would. Let me tell you about him. He's a great man. He did steal Kurt Angle's wife, forced me to have this weird kinky sex thing with Dixie, and did try to rip off all the wrestling community with this gold Global Force Wrestling Ponzi scheme. But other than that, this Slapnuts is a regular old good guy. Come on out, JAETT. Well, spelling ain't my strong suit.
Oh boy!
But it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him.
You're not giving him the introduction.
No, I would love for Kurt Angle to come out with a guitar, but not a gimmick guitar. I mean, like a real full on. Just crack his skull open. That'd be hilarious.
It was even kind of a weird video package they ran for him. You're like,
because they have to hide the fact that he's got nothing other than he did a
6-time Intercontinental Champion. That's their their big hit.
That's it.
They're like, oh, he held the belt 6 times and I'm not underestimating him, and I'm not saying he wasn't good, but at a time when there was only about 3 guys that could hold the belt to begin with at that point. So when you're in that position, you're going to hold it a bunch of times.
I'll say it. I'll be the one to say it, and nothing against Jeff Jarrett.
And if Jeff Jarrett would love to come on the show,
we'd love to have you.
We'd love to have you.
But if you listen really closely, you can hear the WWE scraping the bottom of the barrel for guys that they can.
But this is the problem with the Hall of Fame. We've mentioned it before. We mentioned it. I think we had a whole show about it. How they have this obsession with introducing like 6 or 7 people when it really should be like 3 or 4. It should be one tag team, one female.
So you gotta,
and one
you're
male.
selling tickets to this damn thing. You got to fill it up an hour or 2 hours, however long it lasts.
But it's
you got to have more than 3 people.
Than 2 hours. It's like 4 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
Now.
If you're selling tickets, 3 people ain't gonna get it done. You got to be able to draw that.
No, but you could do
be
it.
able to have that show last for.
But see, I disagree with you because you could turn the Hall of Fame into something more than I'll use like NASCAR's Hall of Fame. When they do their year-end championship celebration is a good example of what they do. It's because Hall of Fame and stuff like that. There's no reason, because it's the night before WrestleMania or 2 nights before WrestleMania now. There's no reason that you couldn't, number one, have your 4 people in and then turn it into a celebration of the year before. Where you don't need to give away awards, but you could have video packages. You could do stuff to fill that time to show what happened over the year and celebrate, because WrestleMania is the beginning of your new year, kind of.
Plus, you also have the Warrior thing too, so you got that built in,
and you have a celebrity. So basically, because you really have 5 or 6 people going in, because you have the Warrior Award, you have the celebrity, and I could see 2 women or 1 woman, 2 men, and a tag team.
Right,
that's all you need.
I question the timing of this announcement, and I don't know if they're doing it to kind of get, because he's had some struggles in his personal life recently. Showing up to an indie event, performing drunk and whatnot, checking into rehab. I wonder if they're doing this kind of way to, hey man, get back on the right track.
Nope.
Honor him.
Nope.
Make him feel good about himself. Like I don't.
It's 2 things. They could be doing it to get him back underneath the umbrella of WWE, get him in rehab.
That, and I think they're also doing it as a shot because they know that Global Force / TNA / Impact, whatever the hell it is getting ready for this grand relaunch.
It's already relaunched.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that all plays into the timing of it, is what I'm saying.
But it's a great chance to bring him in, and then you get a little rub off of that, too.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing I read, that starting with, was it Kurt? Starting with, well, no, actually it went back. Starting with Bret Hart, Warrior, Kurt. This is just like kind of a continuance of Vince is righting some wrongs, because he knows that his time with his thumb on that company is getting shorter.
So he's trying to correct some of the things that he felt bad about.
He might be trying to give some attaboys and like, hey, just want, we need to bury the hatchet.
Yeah, I'm not saying Jared. When Jared was there, Jared was great. I'm not saying that. I mean, in
launching a football league next year.
Yeah,
CM Punk goes in.
No way.
He'll come back before he goes in.
I don't see that happening. I just no way. I agree.
Prediction surely to go wrong. Hey, I gotta throw one out there.
All right. So the other thing that's come out this week on SmackDown, the New Day.
New Day
are once again #1 contenders, beating Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable.
Hang on, I can fake being shocked. Hang on. Wait. Okay, go ahead.
When were they not ever #1 contenders?
Is this
quick? Exactly. Name a #3 contender.
Exactly.
But is this a good thing or a bad thing that you have this team that just sort of is there?
Bad.
I agree
My
with
opinion,
you.
it's bad.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. You have a golden opportunity. You have a golden opportunity to raise up another tag team. You have several opportunities. You have tag teams running around there.
Yeah.
But because they're the Bludgeon Brothers and they're all big burly dudes, those are the next guys. You have such a great opportunity. Let the New Day do their little comedy bit. Maybe split them up for a little while. Do something fun with them. But the pancakes thing is done to me.
Yeah, I'm big a fan as I am of theirs. Like the pancake thing is.
They don't even have to split them up. They could just have them decide they don't want to do tag team wrestling anymore and just have the 3 of them together.
Go for
singles titles. There's no reason that you couldn't do that and to say, you know what, we've done everything we can in the tag team division. We're all going to, I want the U.S. title. I want the title. There's no reason they couldn't suddenly announce we're going after single belts.
They need to de-exify those guys. Yeah. And by de-exify, what I mean is, split them up, let them go their separate ways, and then periodically just like, oh, Boston, and like everybody crap themselves.
Or you have a feud where maybe Kofi gets in a little bit of trouble with somebody and then he gets back up. Sort of like they did with the Shield. You bring them back when you need to.
Right. So, it just Shelton or Gable and Benjamin.
Yep.
Yeah, Gable and Benjamin. I can't keep them straight. Gable and Benjamin was
Alpha, the world's greatest alpha.
Yeah, decent tag team. Could have done something with them.
Oh,
totally. They were building some momentum.
Yeah, they were totally building
until
momentum.
this past week.
The Bludgeon Brothers, do something with them. You got Ascension, do something with them.
And that's the thing is, like the Bludgeon Brothers, a perfect example is you had this moment backstage where they smashed the TV the Usos were on.
You have to remove a hornswoggle from Connor's stomach before you can do something with it.
And then you suddenly have this weird...
Like he swallowed it.
He's gluten-free, remember?
Let's remember another tag team that was over in every way except not in the ring because they never put him in the ring. Breezango.
Yeah.
Never did anything with him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they go
over and over and wasted.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a reckoning after WrestleMania.
Oh, I think a lot of people...
That'd be great in Ring of Honor.
Oh my God, yeah.
That would be good.
Because Tyler's amazing. Tyler Breeze is
I'd
great
love
in the
to see
ring.
him, against the Young Bucks or something.
Yeah.
I just can't believe all the time and energy they spent with him in NXT. And they just crapped all over it.
Yeah,
and, and I'm feeling the same way. And I know he signed a contract. I know he's making 1.5 a year. And he's happy. But, God, Ziggler is just... Oh.
Well, that was okay, well, we're going to talk about that real fast. If you want to, is they had the end of that match on SmackDown, and everybody else was in the ring that's in that match except for Ziggler. Why didn't Ziggler not come? Oh, that's right, because he left the building because his contract says he can leave whenever he feels like it.
Yeah.
That was weird that everybody else was in that moment except for him.
He was busy doing other things.
All right. So,
he's not that important.
I told you, set a bad precedent with that contract. You're going to...
Yeah, it's going to be
They're going to regret that.
Speaking of contracts, rumor has it that the WWE is interested in signing Rob Gronkowski from the New England Patriots to a wrestling deal, sort of similar to Ronda's deal, maybe more like Brock's deal.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Where they bring him in and use him as enhancement talent.
That'd be great.
So sarcasm, or are you serious?
No, that's totally sarcasm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there was a shot of him at the Super Bowl, and I'm telling you, like his eyes were crossed. I'm like, is he special needs? Like, it's amazing he can catch the football as well as he does because he looks awkward. He just looked like it was just a weird camera shot. And I'm like, oh, no wonder they call him Gronk. Sorry.
It's he did that
cards and letters.
It's okay.
Don't send him to JB.
Sorry. I apologize.
He did that spot at WrestleMania last year with Jinder Mahal, which was a weird moment,
to say the least.
We didn't realize that was Jinder's low point of that year, and from there he went on to greatness, which was still bizarre. But I'm a Patriots fan. I love Gronk, but I don't want to see him in the ring. I don't want to see him with Mojo as a tag team. I don't want to see none of it.
Yeah, Rob, buddy. I was kidding earlier. I apologize, but come here. Take a good, hard, honest look at your buddy Mojo down here. Do you want to wind up like him? I don't think so. I don't think you do.
The sad part is he'd get pushed more than Mojo.
Oh yeah,
that is true.
That's the sad part.
He'd have a belt in a month.
But the thing is, I think they were doing this. They bring in these high profile celebrities because of XFL. I think he just wants to draw more attention to his product, get it more mainstream before they launch it next year.
Well,
I don't know.
And I also think it's
exactly what
I think it's also a matter of he's expressed interest before, so of course you're going to go, yeah, we'll bring him in.
Well, they're never going to turn down a big name
exactly
for publicity. But I think at the end, because Vince wants to draw as much credibility to his brand as he can before they launch this new XFL again. Because in his mind, this has to succeed this time around. This is his last big project before he's already taken a step away from his own business that he built. Mm-hmm. So now he's throwing his hat into this, but he wants people to take him seriously and garner as much mainstream attention as he can.
He's trying to fix a lot of things that he did wrong in the past.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with bringing a Gronk in, honestly, the problem that I would have is it seems very much like what the WCW used to do back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when David Arquette was the world champion? You bring these names and you get a pop. Ronda Rousey is serious about it, apparently.
I don't know. When WCW brought in RoboCop, that was pretty impressive.
But the thing with
when they brought in RoboCop to rip the door off a cage, that was really impressive.
But the thing with Ronda and Brock is they were legit badasses.
But Ronda's different.
They have credibility.
But Ronda's different. Ronda wants to be, and even Brock was a full timer and then left to go do that. This, you're bringing in a guy that is not going to do it full time. she's only going to show up 3 or 4 times a year.
Well, that's fine if that's what you're going to do. He's an enhancement to someone else. If you're going to bring him in to boost up Mojo or somebody,
there's an idea.
Then that makes sense.
Right.
We don't know how he's going to be used. So if he comes in and he shows up on Mania as a special attraction or something, he's not actually probably going to wrestle.
Like the bearded lady?
He'll do something. Ooh. He'll make appearances and do stuff like The Rock. You know what I mean? Like he may have one match a year.
And that's what I'm hoping.
But if you're going to use him to advance someone else's career, then that makes more sense to me than him being the focal point. It just depends on how they're going to use him.
We'll see. It's an interesting idea. It's good.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, a young Irish O'Leary stepped up to the Omni in Atlanta to see a WCW show. Outside of said WCW show was RoboCop.
Oh, yeah.
Signing autographs. And I walked up and was like, what are you doing here? Yes.
RoboCop? Like, what did he sign? How did he sign it?
They had publicity stills.
Okay.
And he was signing RoboCop. I'm not making this up.
Guess what happened to that company?
Yeah. So what they did was he was making a TV appearance, but before that they had a little booth set up and they had like some mid low card guy from the power plant come in to sign autographs, and RoboCop was there. They had the OCP car.
Oh my God.
And he was standing there, and I'm like, "You're not Peter Weller."
You youngins in there, and they're listening to the show. If you've never seen RoboCop in WCW, go to YouTube, type in WCW RoboCop, and watch RoboCop walk out, rip the door off a cage, and release Sting. And the announcers lose their minds. They go, "It's RoboCop! Look, it's RoboCop! Oh my God, it's RoboCop!"
Because now in theaters.
Because I think WCW was paid per mention of the word RoboCop.
Probably.
So they made sure they got every dollar.
I would love to interview a Ric Flair or someone associated with WCW back just to get their reaction.
God. I want
what do you think about the RoboCop angle?
Sting was the person you want
and
to
just
interview.
watch their face turn beet red.
Because Sting was directly involved and was there.
What do you think of David Arquette winning the world heavyweight title, Rick?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like his face would turn bloodshot red?
Sting, thank you so much for your time. Okay, off air, can I just ask you one crazy ass question? Sure, man. What was your thoughts when they came to you about the whole RoboCop angle?
Oh my goodness.
How'd you
We're
feel
done here.
How did you feel when Jay Leno got in a match? How do you feel about Jay Leno?
Carl Malone, Dennis Rodman.
Carl
Malone. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
all right.
Can't believe I watched that show.
Speaking of WCW and Ric Flair. Flair gave an interview this week.
Like that segue, huh?
I did like that segue.
Brilliant.
Flair gave us an interview where the interview asked him to pick his modern day 4 horsemen. So he had to use the current roster. He couldn't be in it, even though he probably would try to.
Was he sober?
Yes.
Did he say Chris Benoit?
And he would be I'm sure he would be the manager of this group. So this is who he picked, and we're going to talk about each one individually, and we can talk about afterwards. He picked Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton.
Ooh.
That's his modern day 4 horsemen. I don't think that bad of a grouping, actually. I think you really do kind of get a little of everything in there. You get the flashiness of Ziggler, you get the brains of Rollins, you get the brute force of Reigns, and you get sort of the sneaky attack mentality and hitman mentality of an Orton. You really do kind of get everything.
Who was a hitman in Old 4 Horsemen?
Arn
Anderson?
Arn was the enforcer, and I think that's what Orton would be. Arn was the enforcer. That was
who was the muscle?
Roman have to be.
Well, no, in the old one.
Oh, the
I'm
old
trying
one?
to get. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Luger when he was in it.
Ole Anderson was.
There you go.
Yeah,
he was the original, and then Lex Luger was the second.
And Telly was sort of the brains, and Flair was the Flash. I'm not saying Ziggler's Flair, but I mean, you kind of do get that idea of you kind of combine them together. It would be a good little group, though.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
And you get a little bit of younger guys you get sort of 2 newer guys ish and 2 older veterans in the group. You get Ziggler and Orton and Rollins and Reigns. Because even though we talk about them being around, they haven't been around that long. Rollins and Reigns.
Yeah.
You know, in the scope of wrestling, they haven't been around that long.
So who's the leader of that group? Rollins. Yeah, I think Rollins calls it because I think you give him you give him Flair as a manager, but if you're looking for an in the ring manager, it's Rollins. Rollins is calling the shots.
Would you think that Randy's ego would let him do that?
Yeah.
All right.
I think nowadays, I think he's accepted his position. I think he knows he's not,
I'm just trying to think.
I like the other three.
Pick.
I'm not sure about Randy.
Me too.
I think Rick was having a nostalgia moment with Evolution when he picked Randy.
If you like Ziggler, Rollins, and Reigns, who's the fourth then? Who are you putting in?
Baron Corbin.
Okay.
I'm putting the Miz in.
The Miz?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. Jeez, God.
Talk about a mouthpiece.
Substitute Dolph Ziggler for the Miz.
I would take Randy out and put the Miz in.
Oh, I would take Randy out and put Corbin in. I would take Ziggler out and put the Miz in.
Now, see, if I would take Ziggler out and put Bobby Roode in.
Oh, he'd be great too.
And do Roode, Rollins, Reigns, and then my fourth. See, I still like the idea of having
have to be an R name. So what other R names?
Well, R-Truth. Oh, sorry.
You could do.
Where the hell's he been?
They're not allowed in the group. Sorry. Moving on.
Oh!
Wow.
Never be a world champion is all I'm saying.
Wow. That is brutal. I'm trying to think who my fourth would be. I'd say I could see those three. I'm trying to think who my fourth would be. I'm trying to go in there. I'm rolling through the Rolodex of current roster guys.
Well, I would say if we put Baron in, he's new.
Yeah.
Newer even than Seth.
You gotta kind of have an up and comer. You gotta have an up and comer.
I can see Baron in there.
A real up and comer.
You gotta have an enforcer. You gotta have your leader.
But Seth, I think Seth is definitely the leader.
Definitely the leader.
You put him there, and then I say, and if you're looking for power and strength, you've got Roman. You could do a Baron as a young comer who's also can be tough. And then that's where I think Bobby Roode comes in because Bobby Roode adds that flash,
finesse,
that finesse, yeah. and you could tag him up with like
I wouldn't have Baron and Roman, the two big
bros.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
You could do you could drop one of them out and put AJ.
Interesting topic idea.
Actually, you could drop one of them out and put KO in.
I was thinking KO too.
You could drop Reigns out and put KO. I really see KO, Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, and Seth Rollins. That's a fun little group.
I'd substitute Miz for Roode. That would be my four.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do in the future. We'll do like our own 4 little groups. All right, we'll do that. I like that idea.
Or hang on, one last one.
Yes.
Substitute somebody and put Ty Dillinger in, young up and coming guy.
There you go.
You mean the 10th ranked guy on Smackdown?
Number 10, voted on by his peers.
And then we've also got
forever.
And we're not even talking about NXT guys because
there's a lot of different ways.
Tons of guys you go in there too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Adam Cole is
He'd
be the leader.
Adam Cole,
doubt,
baby,
without a doubt.
I could see that. Modern day, him coming up. Oh my god,
I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. So one last headline before we get to the line of the week and then picking our pay per view. Ronda Rousey, it's kind of connected to the pay-per-view. Ronda Rousey signing her contract at Elimination Chamber. And I'm not saying what we expect at the contract signing because clearly she's going to sign it and somebody's going to come out and confront her because it's a contract signing. What do we expect her to do? What are your guys' expectations?
It's the end of the night.
You think it's
the last part of the night,
yeah.
End of the night.
I think it's before the Elimination.
Or you could have it between Elimination Chamber.
I think that's what it's going to be.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Although I think they might have one Elimination Chamber to start the show and one to end the show.
Possibly.
Because the cage can go up and down. It's not like it's in place.
I think she signs a contract.
Okay.
And then Stephanie lips off to her. Table flies. Hijinks ensue. And there's our match.
Is Chip out there? Is Trips out there with her?
Yeah, I think Tripsy's out there and Tripsy's caught in the middle. Because he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I think he's like,
but that's the rumor now. That's for the WrestleMania. They want to put in a tag match between Stephanie and Tripp versus her, and they want The Rock, but they don't know if they can get The Rock. We talked about Seth Rollins,
Austin. They're trying to do. He won't do it.
No. He can't. Yeah, he can't do another. Oh, Ric Flair's still around.
Hogan, bring Hogan back. There we go.
Hey, what about Shawn?
I don't think Shawn can do it.
Oh, he can.
You think he can? Still go.
Yeah.
He's in the Performance Center every day.
Yeah, true.
Shawn Michaels at 50% better than half the roster right now.
Yeah, true.
God. That would be a natural.
But what do you? Okay, let's get past that. Okay, so she gets a WrestleMania match. She's supposed to be full time. This is where we're she's going to be on the roster, on the road with them. What do you expect for her first year? Like, what are your expectations? Do you expect her to win a title? Who do you want her to feud with? Like, what are your expectations?
she'll have to earn her stripes, I think, because the women that are there have earned the right to be the first priority when it comes to booking. Let her prove and hone her craft. If she's serious about it and she improves, build up towards SummerSlam. Maybe for her first big title match.
Her versus Charlotte or whoever's on Raw.
Yeah, if she's serious, and that's how you test her too. You know, don't give her everything up front. Let her come in and earn it. She's putting in the work, getting better. Her matches are progressing. The biggest thing for me with her is, can she cut a promo? So if not, my idea would be to have her turn heel and pair her with Heyman once Brock leaves. I think that would be the perfect pairing for her. It would give her a mouthpiece. It would give Heyman something he's never had, which is a female wrestler. If you know, they know how her promos are, obviously. Yeah. So if they don't feel like she can go out there and command the audience right away, she's gonna be nervous. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
it's not a press conference.
I'm not expecting a lot. She really didn't even talk when she had that platform in UFC. Yeah. So pair her with Heyman. And make her the female Brock Lesnar and build up towards that. I mean, they both have that UFC.
She can point like background.
A pro. Irish, what do you think?
I think her first year is going to be very interesting. I think it has the potential to be really, really good. I also think it has potential to be difficult for her because it's different. It's completely different. And I think no matter how much positive lip all the women on both rosters are given, or at least on the Raw roster, vignettes that we've seen, are very, oh my gosh, she's so great. We can't wait to have her here. I think probably from some of the rumors that I've been hearing that they're not awesome, super happy. I think that
she's taking a spot.
I think she's going to probably be the receiving end of some stiff shots.
Yep.
They're not crazy.
Yeah.
She's still whoop half of those girls on the roster.
That is true. I think that Triple H is probably going to make her a project.
Yeah,
because he seems to be he was really courting her, but there was a lot of work that went into getting her there in secret. So I think that he's probably going to take her under his wing, or do whatever he has to do. So her first few matches are probably going to be with somebody that can really carry her well.
Yeah.
And then when she gets to Charlotte, all bets are off.
Yeah,
and then she's on her own.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I'm thinking, I want to see how she does in the ring, and I'm kind of upset they're going to hold her out until WrestleMania because
she needs it. She has to. That has to be her coming out party, but she has to be ready for it.
Yeah,
you can't just throw her out. But I don't want
now. My fear is that I want her at least on the shows. I want her to start running promos.
She may be on Raw.
I want to hear her start talking. I want to hear her start running her mouth. And that's what I want to hear. And I really...
You still may. And now she's signing her quote-unquote
I would like
contract.
to see them really enhance this whole female Roddy Piper idea they seem to be building towards. Here's wearing her jacket. Her font is the same as he's taken at. I have no problem if they make her sort of the modern day, Roddy Piper, where basically she walks in and goes, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've done. I know I'm better than you, and I don't give a crap. And just basically run it.
She's on the wrong brand for that.
Yeah, but we'll see. Well, she's not on a brand yet. She hasn't been on a brand yet.
She'll definitely be on Raw.
She's going
to be on
that
Raw. High profile, they're going on Raw.
She's going to be on Raw, and the problem with Raw is you've already got two monsters on Raw. You've got Asuka and Nia Jax.
One of them will probably be moved after the WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think
true.
Probably Nia.
I think Nia's going to SmackDown. Yeah. I can see her going to SmackDown. So
splitting her and what's your face up.
One last thing we always do. My line of the week. It took me almost the entire both shows to finally find one I really, really like. It was a tough week for commentary.
Yeah.
But my favorite line of the week was done by Corey Graves talking about Sami Zayn when he said that maybe he'd rather be Robin to Batman. I thought that was a brilliant line for how they're building Sami right now.
Yeah.
This whole week, I thought it was a great line.
He's building the heel turn on Kevin. You can see it coming.
Oh my God, yeah. And Kevin's going to be the face, and that's going to be the funny part.
I did predict that a couple of weeks ago.
My favorite line was, whatever you say, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Whoa.
That was Eric. That was full of venom.
That WrestleMania match is going to be, as the White House occupant says, huge.
You got one?
Yeah. What's that?
You got a line of the week, Mr. JB?
No.
Okay.
There wasn't really many.
Yeah, there was. All right, so before we move on to pick a pay-per-view, I would once again like to thank Innis and Gunn for your bourbon aged dark ale. Mine's already gone. And we're only halfway through the show. So, all right. So, we get to pick a pay-per-view. Now, this pay-per-view is unique. There's only 4 matches for a 3-hour show.
Four matches going into it, but like WrestleMania,
they could add at the last minute, and but we've got 2 matches that are going to take forever for reasons. So we'll start off with what I'm assuming will be one of the early matches. Woken Matt Hardy will take on the one and only Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt.
The eater of Girl Scout cookies,
In a
Bray
singles
Wyatt.
JB?
Oh, I'm on the clock. Huh?
You're on the clock. Who do you win, and what do you think is going to happen in the match, and why?
Well, I mean, if somebody ever needed a win to keep the momentum is Matt Hardy. He lost that god-awful match on the 25th anniversary show.
God, it was so bad.
So he definitely needs to win this to have any chance of this character getting over.
So you're picking...
I'm picking Matt.
Matt? Okay.
Woken Matt. Maybe Jeff makes an appearance. Some shape or form.
Yeah, he should be
in
back
the match.
soon.
Yeah, so I'm definitely picking Matt with maybe Jeff getting involved somehow. Helping.
All right. Irish, are you excited about this match?
No.
Excited?
Okay.
Have they given you a reason to be excited?
No.
Okay. I'm not, and it really breaks my heart. So here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that Borash has gotten his contractual obligations done with Anthem and Impact Wrestling, and so he's in the fold officially.
Yeah.
And he's hopefully hooked back up with his broski, Hardy, and they've contributed some to move forward, because the vignettes, there's no vignettes. They're just talking heads, and they've been bad. They've been really, really bad. So what I'm hoping is we see a return from not only Jeff Hardy, but we also see a return of Vanguard 1.
I want to see Vanguard 1.
And if that happens, it'll be a decent match, and I'm pretty confident that Matt Hardy will go over, because, delete.
I'm also picking Mr. Matt Hardy to win.
I knew you would.
And I definitely think that we will see the first main roster appearance of Vanguard 1. I think it'll happen during the match. He'll suddenly show up. I won't be surprised if we do some kind of cheesy, all of a sudden the camera cuts to Vanguard 1's image of the match somehow.
All night long, you'll see these shots flying in from from 20 miles out, and you'll see it. And
I mean, they've already
5 miles out, and then it'll be right up there, and then it'll fly past the production trucks, and then it'll just come from.
What is it? A drone?
Yeah, Vanguard 1 is his I guess artificial intelligence drone that can shoot lasers and rockets and crap.
Yes, and then a sign will drop down. A sign will drop down, and it'll say, "Look behind you," and behind Bray Wyatt will be Brother Nero.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. The Vanguard 1 thing was what part of the reason that the gimmick actually worked the first time. It was so over the top, so dumb. It was crazy.
Boy.
And
you spent some time on YouTube, bro.
And Matt did an interview, a video already where you don't see Vanguard 1, but you hear the noise, and he's standing by the lake, and it kind of zooms in on Matt, and you hear him go, "I knew you'd come," and I'm like, "Oh, it's Vanguard 1." Like it's clearly that's where they're building towards. So I think they're going to bring in the entire broken universe, quote unquote woken universe.
Hopefully without Rebby Sky.
Oh, no Rebby Sky, and I don't need King Maxwell either.
She crazy.
No word of her, so I don't think that's
crazy.
She's nuts.
Rebby.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, all right. So we have the first match that actually means something, I guess, is what you want to. And this is an interesting match because I really feel like the WWE...
Sorry, Matt.
Don't hold back, bro.
Sorry. I agree with a lot of people online that said that I really feel like they've painted themselves into a corner that I'm intrigued to see how the hell they're going to get out of this one. You have Nia Jax taking on Asuka. The rule of the match is it's straight one-on-one, but if Nia wins, she gets to be added to the championship match with Asuka at WrestleMania.
And...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is
Asuka and
so in Asuka, if Asuka wins, it's just one-on-one with whoever. Well, if Alexa survives the Elimination Chamber, that's we'll get that. But that's what I'm saying is so if Nia wins, it's a 3-way at WrestleMania. If Asuka wins, it's a one-on-one. My thing is, I feel like the problem is you've painted us on the corner because now you've got these two, huge forces, the irresistible force, the immovable object, going head to head. One of them has to fall. Mm-hmm. You're going to kill one of them at a crap pay-per-view. So that's my opinion. JB, go with your analysis, please.
I'm kind of leaning towards a no decision type of finish to where neither one of them really loses or somebody gets involved and it kind of throws the whole thing out. Because I don't, like you said, somebody like Asuka's definitely not losing before WrestleMania.
Nope.
And Nia, she's building so much momentum, it would kill her, like you said, for her to lose. There's a lot of different ways they can go, I guess, but I'm gonna say Asuka wins. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was a no decision or a double DQ or something where it's thrown out and neither one of them has to, lose face in this match. Okay. And then that'll set up a 3-way for WrestleMania.
Okay.
I got it.
You got it? Okay, but I have my answer, but you go ahead. I'll let you Irish go.
I'm going to recant what I said earlier. I'm just fantasy booking at this point.
You're going to recant.
Yeah, I'm going to recant.
That's a big word for the show.
Buy a dictionary. So what I think they're going to do the contract signing earlier.
Okay.
Oh, going back.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do the contract signing earlier. Hear me out. We do the contract signing earlier. Then the match starts. And then as the match progresses, it's trading back and forth, 50-50 booking on that aspect. And then at some point, it looks like Asuka's going to win. Ronda Rousey comes out and just demolishes Asuka. And that's a ripple effect because Asuka doesn't necessarily lose, but it goes to a DQ finish. So neither of them lose. Mm-hmm. And then Nia's like, I didn't lose that match. Yeah. Asuka didn't win that match. And so then she'll automatically get a shot at WrestleMania because Kurt's like, oh, you get a match and you get a championship match and you get a championship match.
Yeah.
And so then, and the reason because I could conceive of that because of how Asuka disrespected Ronda when she came out at the last pay-per-view. So Ronda feels like now that she's on part of the team, she can get a little retribution for being disrespected publicly.
All right. So you're picking Nia, but by funky.
I'm picking a double DQ like him.
Okay, but so you're saying double DQ, but he picked Asuka to actually win the match.
Well, a double DQ, nobody wins, nobody loses.
Okay.
So I'm saying both of them win, or both of them lose, however you want to mark it.
I'm just putting double DQ. DDQ.
Nobody gets pinned.
Yeah, basically. There's no pin.
Yeah.
See,
pin.
That's where I'm leaning, but
if I
have to pick somebody, I'm going to say Asuka wins.
Unless they're going to put her in the thing with Stephanie McMahon, and I can't. And here's why I think that's the way that they're going to go. But my heart says you cannot put Ronda Rousey, and I know they're trying to elevate Stephanie, but she can't carry that match.
Well, that's where Triple H and whoever the mystery partner comes in. They're going to carry.
But
you won't even see Ronda for maybe 3 minutes of that match.
Yeah, but still,
it's a special attraction match.
You're gonna. Well, no, I think we're kind of pushing. If that match comes to fruition, I think we'll see Ronda more than you think. Because I think at some point Ronda's going to mix it up with Triple H. Like Triple H is going to hit her back, but I think Ronda's going to take him on.
Oh no!
I think
there's no way.
There's no way that he's going to put his hands on a woman in this day and age.
No,
he won't. But she'll attack him from behind. I think she would take him out.
But he's
that's
not
what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying is I think she would. Well,
you say he hit her. I was like, ain't no way.
No, I'm saying he wouldn't hit her. I said he wouldn't hit her.
No, yeah.
But I think she would come in and take him out.
All right.
I could see that, but he ain't putting his hands on her.
So all right. So I'm
unless he wants him to.
I'm going instead of DBQ. I think it's a double.
She can get these hands.
Hey, get these hands.
Well, that's a later match. That's a later match.
Did you hear the song?
Oh my God, yes.
Yep.
No. The song they did on Facebook.
With him?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I think it's a double count out. I think they just start beating the crap out of each other so much that they just lose complete track of the match and they both count it out.
Yeah.
And again, Nia's gonna be able to say, I didn't lose.
Yeah, they got to set up.
I didn't lose three-way.
Yeah, it's
and neither. Yeah,
75 people per match.
Yeah, but I think a double count out where they both did, and it's the kind of thing where they're just beating the crap out of each other. They're up on the stage, they're doing whatever, and all of a sudden the bell rings, and they both look at the ring like, what the hell just happened, and then just continue to beat the crap out of each other, and they're pulled apart. So
just please, Asuka, if you're listening, don't do any more promos, please don't. Paul Heyman put together an all-female stable. That's what you do.
All right.
Because Asuka's horrible.
All right. And Ronda be money.
On to the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match. we have the Raw Women's Championship being defended by Alexa Bliss against Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, and Sonya Deville. Wow, there's a lot to go on in this match.
I have a problem with this.
Okay.
Just one?
And it has nothing to do with the participants, but let's not get in such a rush to make everything seem like, we have to do everything the men are doing. Like, I'm okay with them having an Elimination Chamber match, but let's write it to where it makes sense. Don't just do it just because the men are doing it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's taken away from them. There's no build up for it. There's no reason for it. We're just going to put you in one because the guys are having one. We're going to give it to the women. Like it's if you're doing like a stable, so you got the what's Paige's group called? Absolution. And they're running roughshod through people. And then you got, 3 other girls, and then, they all have a common enemy. You put them in something like that makes sense. Right. But don't just, we're having the first Elimination Chamber match. Why? Because the guys are doing it. You know what I mean? And so, like, from that standpoint, I don't like it that they're doing it so soon. You just had the Royal Rumble. Let's let them build up.
Right. And they didn't learn from the Royal Rumble.
No.
Because the Rumble ring was not let me say it and then I'll explain it. It was not accommodating for the physical stature of the women. So it was really uncomfortable to watch.
Oh, this match is going to be brutal to watch, I think.
But I just, that being said, from a prediction, I don't see how Alexa loses to anybody in that match.
You think she retains?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't see why she would have it this long and just lose it a month before WrestleMania,
right?
Where nobody else has any momentum built up.
The only thing I could see, I mean, I agree. I think Alexa retains. The only thing I could see is they put it on Mickie just to let Mickie have one more run. But prior to WrestleMania, if this wasn't the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, I would say they give it to Mickie to let her have one more shot. But I think Alexa's going to win.
All right, so I'm going to give you. I agree with you on Alexa. I think we all agree, but I'm going to give you the alternative history version of what this match would have been. I think if Paige was capable,
she'd win it.
She would win it.
Yeah,
because her versus Asuka at WrestleMania,
that's what they were hoping for.
Would have been amazing.
That's why she was back.
Not saying Alexa and Asuka is not going to be good, but Asuka's going to run through her.
Yeah.
But
that's
I think,
why you got a 3-way.
Yeah, I think if Paige was in this match,
let me think about that for a second.
Yeah,
change of participants.
And honestly, I think Mickie James is taking Paige's spot because I think it would have been all 3 members of Absolution versus Bayley, Sasha, and Alexa. Yeah. And I think Paige would have won, and won it all, and then gone on to WrestleMania, and that would have been your money match. I mean, that would have been a huge money match.
Is this the match that Bayley or Sasha turn?
Yes. I think this is the match where Bayley pins Sasha in a way that we start to see Bayley's turn.
I like your idea now. Think about it. With Mickie turning on Alexa.
Yep.
And then Alexa getting her rematch and being inserted into a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then Bayley, Sasha do their own thing in a singles match. But
I think Bayley. I think this is where we see Bayley turn on Sasha and really cause her. Pin her, but not like, I pinned you because we're competitors. Pinned you in a way
to put her out of
to put her out. Yeah. Like just like either took it, like doesn't necessarily do the Bayley to belly. Like basically somebody else takes out Sasha, and then Bayley takes her opportunity, pins her, and then looks at her like, "I told you I could beat you."
I'd love to see Bayley pull like an AJ Lee flip, and kind of snap a little bit.
Yeah,
and
Bayley. And kind of send her in that direction.
Yeah.
And just have her like Bayley to Billy outside the ring, or just do something like really out of character.
I hate to say it, the cannon fire of this match is Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. They're both good, but they're the ones you want to eliminate.
Yeah,
you really want to see Bayley, Sasha, Mickie, and Alexa just tear it up.
That's what it'll come to.
And I think at one point we're going to see those 4 of those left, and it's going to be sort of Alexa and Mickie versus Bayley and Sasha for a while until you figure it all out, and then I could see the last 2. I'm trying to think who my last 2 would be. I could see Bayley and Alexa as the last 2, and Alexa pins her to win it all. because everybody's got to be eliminated. That's the great thing about the elimination chamber. That's why I enjoy this.
Keep in mind, there's no DQ, so there's nothing stopping them from coming back once they get eliminated.
Yeah,
and infecting.
Well, no, there is. It's called a cage, and they can't if they don't let them. They can stop them from getting in somewhere.
Well, I've seen that before.
But I true. But I definitely see Alexa retaining on that one. I don't see any reason. There's no one in the match that you could
Mickey's
look at.
a wild card. She's getting a lot of push lately, so I don't know where they're going with that.
But I don't think she's the only reason I could see. The only way I see them setting up anything that would be on it is if you wanted to put the belt on either Sasha or Bayley, and you have Mickey pin or cause Alexa to lose and pin Alexa, and then your WrestleMania match is Mickey versus Alexa in just one of the other matches. That may be the only other. And if you're gonna do that. But even then,
I'm saying it's a fatal 4-way if Mickey wins because Alexa's like I want my automatic rematch at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and then with the already screwy finish with Nia and Asuka, you can have a fatal 4-way with the four of them.
Right.
Yeah,
because Bayley Sasha is a standalone match,
right?
Yeah. Oh, Bayley Sasha, I think is going to happen at WrestleMania, and I think it's going to be.
I really the opening match,
and I keep pushing for Bayley to be the heel. I want Bayley as the heel.
She should be.
She should be the heel. So, all right, on to what we assume is going to be the main event. They've thrown wrenches before around us, but we're going to do a unique elimination chamber. The title is not on the line on this one, which is unusual for this match. But the winner gets to go to WrestleMania.
It is, but it isn't.
Thanks, Brock.
To take on Brock Lesnar. We have Braun Strowman, Elias, Finn Balor, John Cena, Seth Rollins, The Miz, and Roman Reigns.
7 people.
75 people per match.
7 people in this match.
Before we get too far into that,
gotta cut some chicks.
Before we get too far into that, on Raw this week when Rollins was going up against Elias, I was like, okay, which one of you is which? Which
yeah, it kind of looks similar.
Yeah,
you guys look the same. Elias is definitely more cut.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
he's a big dude, man. I didn't realize
he's huge.
Yeah,
I just wanted him in the middle of the ring to stop and do the whole mime mirror thing.
That would be funny.
That would be great. Anyway, on to the pay-per-view.
On to the pay-per-view. So this is a huge match. I mean, this determines who goes on to WrestleMania.
A lot of poundage in that ring.
That's right. I hope they reinforce the ring because there's a lot of ego and a lot of okay. Go ahead, JB. Pick your pick. Make your decision now.
I tell you what, Rollins is on fire right now, coming off the last couple of weeks, man.
Oh my God,
he's gotten those
Raw matches.
Burn it down.
He's gotten his stride back.
Him versus Cena was insane.
Yeah, he had lost his way for a little bit, but now he's regaining a lot of momentum.
See,
that being said, I think Roman wins. It's been a year in the making now for him to get back in the main event picture. I think you're going to see a program with him and Rollins after WrestleMania with Roman as a champion. So I think he'll win and go on to cash it in there.
All right. Irish.
Not really too much I can put into it other than that. He's going to win.
I think that Braun's going to win it.
You think he's going on to WrestleMania?
Yeah, I think he's going on to WrestleMania. I think
one-on-one, or do you think there'll be a screwy, weirdy?
No, I think he'll win because they've booked it in such a way that there's nobody that can stand up to him.
Well, that's the beauty of having 6 other people in there.
Yeah, I get that. I don't think Cena's going to win it. I can't believe I'm actually saying that.
No.
Dude, I told you who he's fighting.
Yeah, Cena's on his way to meet the dead man. I'm starting to believe that now. And if he doesn't meet the dead man, who does he wrestle? Because he said on Raw, I gotta get there. I don't have a.
Is he getting married at WrestleMania? Aren't they televising that wedding?
Actually,
God,
you know what? He could take on Elias.
For what reason?
At WrestleMania?
They've had no build up for that. Yeah. No.
Okay, we've got a month and a half.
No,
and something could happen. Okay, you want setup? This could be the setup could be this match.
Maybe
there could be something in this match that causes Cena to want the match. Elias could take him out.
Yeah, but look who. Okay, so let's go through.
He's not high profile enough.
Here's my thought process. Who are we? Braun is fighting with Brock Lesnar right now.
Yes.
Miz is fighting with
Finn.
Yep.
Cena doesn't necessarily have anybody. Elias is fighting with
no one currently.
Finn for a little bit.
He's kind of all over the place.
Let's see who's left. Who's Roman?
Seth, they may be holding in the hole because we've talked about that. He might be a good choice if the tag team with The Rock falls through. He'd be a good addition to that. I mean, they may be holding him back for something like that.
Right. And the reason that I think Braun is going to go in and go over is because the crowd's super behind him. I think that's more money than a Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Only way I've seen it, but we've seen Braun versus Lesnar.
True, but Braun is way over.
Twice the last 6 months, actually.
That's true. But it's WrestleMania, man. I don't know.
But my logic with that is, though, if he doesn't win, who does he fight?
True.
That's my point. Like, Braun doesn't win. Like, where does he go going into WrestleMania?
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's got nobody bigger.
Unless Samoa Joe comes back and you do something like that.
Kane.
Yeah, no, hell no.
You could have if Strowman doesn't win, you could have Strowman versus Cena.
You pray Samoa Joe comes back for Mania.
Samoa that'd
be a great feud. Yeah. The two of them.
All right.
So my pick is, I think it's Roman Reigns. I hate to say that this has been telegraphed for about the last 3 months, but I just feel that's what we're building up for.
They purposely kept him and Brock apart.
We're gonna see this match again. Roman's gonna finally slay the beast, get his WrestleMania moment, win the belt, the fireworks go off.
Didn't he already have a WrestleMania moment?
No, but he wants another one.
Okay.
You know what I mean, though. I mean, you know what I mean. This WrestleMania moment, like they want, because I think the last image they want is Roman Reigns standing on the ring ropes.
Well, coming off last year,
the belt.
You got to build off of that.
Yeah,
beating the Undertaker and the way that ended. You gotta keep that going.
Fair enough.
And that's the thing is, and you can use that for promos because you can say, he goes, last year I beat the dead man, and this year I'm going to beat the beast because it's my yard.
Yeah.
I mean, you could really build towards that angle of him saying, I'm going to prove once and for all that it truly is my yard.
Yeah, buddy.
He's going to get Brock. That match will get Brock a pop he hadn't had in years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock will be, it was Brock going to the face.
You want to talk about overwhelming favorite.
They put Roman Reigns against Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy would get a pop. I mean,
seriously.
Well, we'll say though, so as much as we pick on Roman versus Brock, and it wasn't their doing, but one of the greatest WrestleMania moments of all time was the match between Brock and Roman. Not because of them, because Seth came in and
they had a good match going.
Oh, no, they had a great match.
But that was before Roman was really hit his stride, though.
But I'm saying is Seth came in and stole the show in one of the greatest moments ever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, that was
crazy.
Probably the best cash in ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. You put Roman against the Boogeyman, and the Boogeyman would get a pop.
Hell, I get a pop.
And his opponent is
from Orlando, Florida.
So do we think
good old JB, GOODOL JB?
Jesus Christ, that got off hand.
That's what we do here.
So out of the seven guys, like we talked about the women's match, like the Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville being the sort of the cannon fodder, like the guys that the people that are going to go out early.
Yes.
Who do you think in this match are the sort of, well, you're just in it because we need people to pin people?
Elias.
I could see the Miz and Elias. Yeah.
Cena.
You think so?
I think Cena's cannon fodder. I don't think he's going to go out early.
I think Finn goes out before Cena.
Oh, Finn's in this? I keep forgetting that Finn's in it. Yeah, Finn will go out. Yeah, Finn's out. Elias is out.
Cena, Roman, and Rollins, I think, will be the last.
I think it would come down to Strowman and Reigns. I think those are the two guys that'll be at the end. Unless something weird happens.
Cena, Roman, and Reigns.
Well, I'm talking about the last two.
Yes. Yeah. Cena and Reigns.
And Reigns, yeah.
Shoot me in the head.
Or Rollins and Reigns would be good storyline going after Mania.
Let's see. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. It's I don't mind the Elimination Chamber match. It's always an interesting match. The three guys to start the match are gonna be interesting because you're automatically gonna start out with action.
Yeah.
And then the pods open up, and we already know. And the thing is
I hope the kids don't eat them.
But this thing is,
say there's a joke in there somewhere.
But one of the things they've taken away in this match,
the tie dad,
is the sort of who's coming out last aspect of it. Because once you get the first two entries, when there's two guys left, let's say it's Cena and Elias next, Cena's coming next, but Elias is automatically last. So they've kind of taken that little thing of it, because that was always the fun when there was two guys that's like, all right, who's coming out next and who gets last? We already know it's Elias. So like when you get, let's say it's Finn, Miz, the Miz we know starting. So let's say it's Miz, Elias and Finn are the three that start the match, and Braun and Roman and Seth and Cena are in there.
That's a lot of people.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman. You're kind of like
Braun or Braun?
Braun.
Right.
But when you get down to, let's say, Cena and Elias in the tubes, they're the last two left. You know who's coming next. It kind of takes the fun out of it.
I wonder if there's a betting line on how fast Elias is going to be eliminated.
They need to use this to make him look strong. Because they're going to.
They need to. Hey, if it's done well.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll take a guitar in with the pod and just plays the entire time. They should just mic him and let him play the entire time.
Jeff Jarrett comes out and says, "Slapnuts, you're stealing my gimmick."
He should just do a private concert from the tube the entire match.
Who was that locked himself in the pod that year? Was it The Miz or somebody else? Jericho, where the door opened and he closed the door back, and they had to break the glass or something to get him out of there. Do you remember that?
I kind of know that. There was also
the door opened and he closed it back. I want to say Jericho.
Was it?
It might have been. I remember one year. Was it Mark Henry threw somebody in and broke the glass?
Yep. Broke one of the plexiglass.
Somebody got the ass.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Innis and Gunn for your bourbon aged dark ale. That was really good.
Dark.
Yeah, it was very smooth.
Like my women.
When you're ready to put your beer down,
you're
dark and lovely.
Dark and lovely.
Make sure you head over to vintagepressing.com. Vintagepressing.com, where you can get drink coaches, luggage tags, phone cases, and more.
Make sure you find us on our brand spanking new Instagram account at Beers and Bodyslams. Don't we have an Instagram account?
I don't know. You run our social media. I don't know.
Maybe I don't. I don't know. Find us on Facebook.com.
I just record the show.
Find us at Facebook.com, Beers and Bodyslams. You can find us there. You can also find us at beersandbodyslams.com. Get our show archives and all our crazy stuff and links to our great sponsors.
And on the Twitter. At Beers Body Slams because something happened to our end.
Because Seth Rollins.
He's right. We're really slamming the ending on this one.
No, I knew. I was just being sarcastic when I said that. But follow us on the Untapped app. You can find this dark and lovely beer in your local area. You can follow me at Good OLJB.
You can follow me at Mr. Fluffy as I attempt to show Nashville what a true drinker really is this weekend.
And you can follow me as I treat my liver like Connor treats a Twinkie.
Oh, my God.
At the Irish O'Leary.
Make sure you tune in on Monday.
Or is it Victor?
It's Victor.
Oh, wow. Damn it.
Both of them. It's okay. They're both Twinkies. It's okay. They're both full of cream and excited. So, and if you would like to come on the show, either the members of the Ascension or both, and refute the fact that you're full of cream and excited.
Or kick Fluffy's ass.
We would love to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Make sure you tune in Monday. We're going to have a fun little discussion. We're going to talk about our favorite or the most underrated wrestlers in the WWE over time. Not just currently, like over time. Like guys that we think either never got their fair shake in the company or just guys that did well and then sort of you don't hear about them for some weird, strange reason.
Like the Boogeyman?
Like the Boogeyman, exactly.
Fan favorite. Perennial Royal Rumble entrant.
Oh, God.
Have worms, will travel.
As always, make sure you keep your pint glasses full and your body slam stiff.
You've been listening to the Beers and Body Slams podcast. Find us online at beersandbodyslams.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/Beers and Body Slams podcast. Until next time.
Have a nice day.